Tampa Bay Bucks and the New Orleans Saints. This is 3.5 painted across the board in favor of the Saints. 39.5 to 40 is your total. So we know we are going to be getting Jameis Winston this week for the Saints. And Steven, I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, or neutral here for this Saints team. We know Jameis is pretty willy-nilly with the ball sometimes, but hey, maybe that works in the favor of this team that does, at least as of right now, has a healthy Olave, has a healthy Michael Thomas, is getting Alvin Kamara back this week, like all of that. I mean, maybe Jameis's style is a little bit better for what they're going to be rolling out right now. The Bucs came back down to earth last week. We knew this was going to happen with this team. It just was a matter of time. They were kind of smoke and mirrors as it was, but the hook is a big thing. What do you think about the Saints 3.5 at home over the Bucs?
The hook is generally a big thing, that's for sure, but it happens to be the exact point where I don't want to play either side in this game. There's just too many unknowns for me. Jameis Winston, combine that with Alvin Kamara coming back. What is that going to look like? The Bucs do have some injuries on the back end, but do we trust Jameis Winston to win by more than a field goal? Generally speaking, I don't. And then for the Bucs offense, they've looked stuck in mud despite beating the Vikings with turnover luck and beating the Bears with organizational ineptitude. So just facing another strong D in New Orleans after how they looked against the Philadelphia defense doesn't exactly inspire confidence for me. So it's a stay away.
Adam, we have the Bucs that strangely ran the ball just a ton on early downs last week, and then when asked about it this week, said they were going to continue to do that to set up the pass, which I'm like, you guys know there's analytics against that, right? Like that's not how it works. Like that's not what goes on, but they're doubling down on it and say that they're going to continue to do that. That's not going to work against the Saints. And so, I mean, I can't believe I would say more than a field goal with Jameis Winston and the Saints, but like I don't have a play in this game, but if I did, I think I'd probably play the Saints, because if the Bucs are telling the truth and they're just going to go against everything we know to be true in 2023 in the NFL and when it comes to football, then how in the hell could you back them?
So let me run down that injury list that Steven was making reference to, because I think it's important to understand where the problems are here. Carlton Davis is on the injury report, but did practice. Jamel Dean did not practice. You're also looking at Kalijah Cansey and Vita Vea not practicing for this Tampa Bay team. Those are major defensive problems, right? You're talking about your number one run stuffer and one of your top two corners who are DNPs as of one of the key days of the week that we watch these things. So I think the way that I would want to go about this, I don't know what to do with Jameis. Nobody knows what to do with Jameis. He could be 40 touchdown Jameis. He could be 40 interception Jameis. We have no idea. But I do think 17.5 is a very aggressive team total for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When you look at what the Saints defense has allowed, you can really go back into last year if you want, but this year they have allowed 15, 17, and 18 to the Packers in a game in which the Packers had to go for 2 to get really aggressive and try to come back into the game. And I think you could look at all of those teams and say, I don't know that the Bucs offense is measurably better than any of those teams, right? Don't be fooled by the Bucs against the Bears. Either is a defensive touchdown thrown in to the end of that score. So I would be looking to the under, which right now is actually the less juice side. I'm seeing it at minus 107 on under 17.5 points. That's where I would be on Tampa.